it was my first time really experiencing it where I could understand what was happening. I lost my grandfather when I was about
Mhm.
six, I would say. I lost my grandfather at six. So that happened, but I was so young that I couldn't really process what was happening. And when we lost Kelsey, I was, 13, 14. It was a shock. It was a culture shock to see how it impacted our community. It's well known that Kelsey was a top 50 player coming out of losing her in our community. That typically doesn't happen. Russell and I were playing basketball with Kelsey earlier that day at LA Southwest College. If you play basketball in LA in the 2000s, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you played at Southwest. It was an open run. So everybody that was somebody in LA was there playing. If you win, you stay on the middle court. That particular day, we stayed on the middle court all day. We didn't lose a game that whole day. And Russell and I ended up leaving at the same time to get dropped off back home. And then we later get the call that Kelsey passed out, on the court. And shortly after, he passed away. And so it was a huge impact, on our community, really just trying to process that. That was the first time I really had an experience where, it really shocked me in grieving. I didn't really know how to grieve. You see everybody kind of crying around you. I didn't really know how to grieve, but I think his impact is what really, stayed with me today. We wear our kind of KB3 bands, every day to show support and remembrance to who he is. But it had a huge impact on me as a person. And I think that was like the driving factor that really changed the course of, Russ's life, in some respect. And then obviously, myself as well.